If you suspect him to be the villain, why are you telling him that you suspect him to be the villain? He's going to do villainous things. Because he's the villain. Girl, use your brain. You know what? It's fine.
Anywhere you go, anywhere you go, give it all. Anywhere you say, anywhere.
Hey you guys, it's Young Guys Cosplay, and I'm back again with another Stitch and Fitch Sunday video. If you're new to my channel, howdy. How y'all doing? Stitch and Fitch Sundays where I sit down and tell you guys about a terrible TV show or movie that I watched recently while I crochet. If you're a returning viewer, thank you guys so much for supporting my channel. Like, it is surreal. Every day I get on here, I'm just like, we hit a new goal. We're currently at 525 subscribers, and I appreciate you guys. Like, I really do mean it every time I get behind the camera. It's just amazing watching this community grow. If you haven't already, feel free to subscribe to my channel, and let's get on with this episode. So I am back to Resident Evil Infinite Darkness episode 3. And I think at this point the writers realized, okay, we can't have Leon carry the entire thing. We gotta give him a break. He's been complaining about his back hurting. He's been calling out sick and everything because his knees are in pain and all that. So they're like, okay, I guess we should give you guys, plot. I guess we should give you guys backstory. I guess we should give you guys, I don't know, not really a break from Leon because we know why you're here, but let's give Leon a break. He needs it. He's earned it. Episode 3 opens up with Claire, and when I say this girl is on her Scooby-Doo shit, like, she is up here hunting for clues, finding what's going on, and trying to figure out what exactly happened at Penamstan. She ends up going to the cabin where Jason's friend was last seen to see exactly what happened back there. And long story short, she walks in, she sees the capsule, she sees the body, and realizes, okay, Jason's friend was like, you know what, I'm not for this plane of existence no more. I am meant for a higher order. But we cut over to Shay May, and we see her walk to this massive house. And in the last episode, she managed to get away from Leon because, they couldn't get him on board with their plan to expose the government for their crimes. And Leon was like, well, this sounds like a personal problem, but, I'm not going to help you guys. He ends up following her to this giant house, and we see her walk inside, and she meets up with her grandfather. And we get to see that the fallen soldier that has been flashed across the screen for the last 2 episodes is actually her little brother. They called him Jesse, I think, when we first introduced him. His actual name is Jun-Si. In this scene, Leon basically tells her to explain herself and figure out exactly what is going on and what her plans are. And she explains that her little brother was working for Wilson on a super secret mission, and he's essentially trying to take the T-virus and turn it into a bioweapon and, make super soldiers, blah, 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 blah. And Penamstan was actually a test run to see how well the super soldiers will work against, regular soldiers. And unfortunately, it worked a little too well because everybody got hurt. Everybody, this is the T-virus. You can't really contain it, but they're gonna keep trying. She basically explains that Wilson is to blame for her little brother getting hurt and getting sick and infected, and that she is on a mission to collect data about what happened in Penamstan and basically expose Wilson for who he is and, get him shut down. The next scene cuts back to Claire, and she's still in the cabin, and she manages to find a picture. She manages to find a note hidden behind a picture. The scene cuts back to the Mad Dogs, and it shows exactly what happened and how they got to where they are and how Wilson and Jason are tied together. The Mad Dog troops gets jumped by the zombie horde that's breaking out in Penamstan. Everybody get bit. Everybody get bit. Nobody wasn't safe. Everybody got bit by the zombies. And Jun-Si basically tells him and the rest of the Mad Dogs to take the capsules so that they don't turn. Because the only way to keep the T-virus in check is to take the capsules that are being provided by Wilson so they don't turn into mindless zombies. They end up taking the capsules. They bring Jun-Si back to base, and that's when Shay May gets to see that her brother is infected and that what she thought was going on is not what was supposed to be going on. And now she's just like, you know what? This ain't it. This ain't the move, okay? Who's responsible? Wilson? This you? Okay, sir. I will be back just know I will be back. The scene cuts back over to Claire, and she basically calls the cops to let them know that, she's found a body and that they need to come and clean it up. And she's, again, back on her mission to figure out she's back on the mission to now go confront Wilson about what happened in Panam Sim, because now she's just like, I see what happened. I understand. This looks just like Raccoon City, and you know what? You're not gonna get away with this. The thing with Jason and Wilson is because Jason took the capsules and Wilson's still looking to make a super soldier or a bioweapon out of soldiers using a T-virus, Wilson basically tells Jason the Mad Dogs that as long as they work for him and do all of his biddings, dirty and dirtier, he will provide them with the capsules that they need so that they don't turn into zombies. And you can imagine how that goes and everything. Manipulative white man trying to manipulate another white man. Like, someone's going to die. The answer is everyone. So we cut back over to Leon, and after Shen Mei explains to him what happened, boom, the mansion, game blown up. Who's doing it? Most likely Wilson. Do they know? I don't know, but I'm pretty sure my boy Leon is suspicious, because this is very ironic that she's over here like, I have evidence, and then all of a sudden the house coming down. You know, it's just 2 + 2 = 4, okay? As the house is coming down, the grandfather basically jumps on top of Junsi, and he dies with him, and Shen Mei and Leon escape. Now, it's very tragic because, like, the grandfather's like, I failed you, I failed everyone, I don't deserve to, I'm gonna die with you. And I'm kind of just like, or you could live, but I also kind of get it. Like, you know, it's her little brother, it's your grandkids, I kind of understand, you know, what you could have gone with the living grandbaby, but, like, you know, you feel guilty, so do what you need to. The scene comes back over to Claire, and tell me how, I don't know, how the hell did she get from cabin in the woods to the White House super quickly? I think maybe a day passes, they don't really explain this, but she's in the White House and she's on Wilson's ass, okay? She's over here like, Wilson, if you don't speak up, I'm gonna speak up for you. Tell me about Panam Sam, tell me about the Wild Dogs. Tell me about the Mad Dogs, okay? Don't worry, I'm a reporter, okay? I'm a real reporter. Wilson obviously ignores her, and I just found the whole scene really stupid because I'm just like, if you suspect him to be the villain, why are you telling him that you suspect him to be the villain? He's going to do villainous things. Because he's the villain. Girl, use your brain. You know what? It's fine. Earlier in that same day, I'm presuming it's the same day, Wilson was feeding the president a nice healthy dose of xenophobia, because, you know, that's just been his whole characteristic. Xenophobia, anti-China. Let me go create this war so I can test up my bioweapon. Oh, I'm not supposed to say that out loud. The president, I think at this point, is like kind of focused on giving this like really fiery speech that's supposed to, like, you know, I don't know, start something, and Wilson's just like, yes, this is exactly what I wanted. But yeah, so the president's like, you know, hellbound giving the speech, and Wilson's just like, okay, awesome, perfect, you're gonna do exactly what I'm doing. Everyone's my pawn, nothing's gonna go south, everything's gonna work in my favor. We cut back over to Leon and Miss May, and they survived. I think May's like passed out briefly. Leon's looking around and he's just like, girl, the plot armor is strong enough for the both of us. Leon realizes that Jason may or may not be looking not just for revenge, but also retaliation, and he's just like, listen, May, I hear you're on a noble cause and everything. Jason, now that I know that he's this former super soldier and I shot him and everything, maybe, just maybe, he's looking not just for revenge, but maybe retaliation. He probably wants to see the world burn at this point. And, you know, I'm kind of concerned. So they have, like, you know, this little dialogue back and forth, because Leon is like, give me the microchip so I can, like, you know, give it to the government. And if you do it, all the US people are going to be on your ass because, you know, we xenophobic and you Chinese girl. Like, if I do it, I'm heroic. If you do it, it's just Chinese propaganda. Like, look at the optics. The scene cuts back over to Claire, and to nobody's surprise, she's in a hotel room, and guess what happens? Wilson's goons come over here and jump her, okay? They kidnap her. Like, it's almost as if Wilson is a villain and he's going to act like a villain. He does end up fighting, I'm not gonna lie. She gave this guy like a nice little concussion in the back of his head because she had a whole lamp and everything, and she was like, whatcha? And she was like, Scooby-Doo, Velma, Daphne. And then unfortunately there was 2 of them, and then she got knocked out, and, you know, now she captured. But that's how the episode ends. This episode was like really, I don't know, I remember like watching it like a second time, and I didn't even like sit down and really like watch it to skip through the parts I needed because I couldn't really remember what happened, but I also knew like what happened because Resident Evil is very formulaic. It's like, ta-da, you have a bad guy. Ta-da, you have the T-virus. The bad guy is trying to weaponize the T-virus. It doesn't work. And then just like, you know, video game character cameos here and there. But there wasn't any like memorable Leon moments. So episode 3 is kind of like, it's a story. Thank you guys so much for supporting my channel. If you like this video, be sure to like this video. If you're thinking to yourself, wow, she sat through that twice for me, She did all this for little old me? Girl, let me go hand you some coins. Go check out my Buy Me a Coffee, or they could buy me some cake. Members get patterns at a hefty discount, and non-members get access to patterns, period. So, you know, if you want to be able to get to some goddess tier patterns, you know, go on over there. But as always, I appreciate you guys for supporting my channel. I cannot wait to come back and finish Resident Evil Infinite Darkness with you guys. And if you haven't already subscribed, feel free to subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye!